everyone. I will present to you the research proposal entitled Exploring the Use of Constructivism in Teaching Elementary Mathematics to Non-Numerate Learners. I'm Dimitelo II M. Vilipani from SDO Agusan Bansor, Master of Arts in Mathematics Education with specialization in elementary school teaching. The study sought to build upon existing research by exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners. These students have exhibited notable behavioral challenges that resulted in their enrollment in alternative school environment. With the emergence of National Council of Teachers of Mathematics 1989, the approach of teaching mathematics has transitioned from conventional lecture-based method to a more student-centric instructional approach. The changed instructional system stems from two distinct approaches to teaching mathematics: constructivist and traditional methods. The constructivist approach, inspired by Jean Piaget, emphasized that the learners actively construct their understanding of the world by integrating existing knowledge and making new discoveries. This approach empowers students to take control of their learning. In contrast, the traditional approach influenced by Skinner involves the teachers exerting control over the instructional process. According to Skinner, teachers impart knowledge to students either directly or through the establishment of contingencies. Skinner's 2002. Teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners who struggle with foundational mathematics concepts requires innovative and effective instructional approaches. One such approach is constructivism, which emphasizes active learning, students' engagement, and the construction of knowledge through meaningful experiences. Constructivism recognizes that the learners actively build their understanding of mathematical concepts by connecting new information to their prior knowledge experiences. The traditional approach to teaching mathematics often focuses on the rote memorizations, procedural skills, and abstract concepts, which can be challenging for non-numerate learners. However, constructivism offers an alternative framework that align with the unique needs and learning styles of these students. By incorporating hands-on activities, real-world contexts, problem-solving, collaborations, and reflections. Constructivist teaching methods aims to enhance the numeracy levels of non-numerate learners and promote a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts. The use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners is a promising area of research and practice. However, there is a need for further explorations and understanding of how constructivist principles can be effectively implemented in this context. Qualitative research offers a valuable approach to gain insights into experiences, perspectives, and challenges faced by both teachers and non-numerate learners when constructivism is applied in the mathematics classrooms. The study focuses on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners. Non-numerate learners are the students who struggle with mathematical concepts and skills, resulting difficulties understanding and applying mathematical concepts. This issue is of great significance as numerical skills are essential for daily life, problem solving, and the future academic success. Understanding the challenges faced by non-numerate learners is crucial to develop effective teaching strategies that cater to their specific needs. By examining the factors contributing to their numeracy difficulties, such as inadequate foundational knowledge, learning difficulties, or lack of confidence, educators can tailor instructions to address these barriers. Furthermore, in identifying effective interventions to enhance the numeracy level of non-numerate learners can lead to improved academic performance and increased self-esteem. These studies aims to contribute to the existing body of knowledge on numeracy education, providing insights that can inform educational policies, curriculum development, and instructional practices for elementary mathematics. Ultimately, the goal is to ensure that all students, including non-numerate learners, have equitable access to high-quality mathematics education that promotes numeracy skills and prepare them for the futures. The acquisition of numeracy skills is crucial for students' success in various aspects of life, including academics, career opportunities, and everyday decision making. However, some learners struggle with numeracy due to factors such as learning disabilities, lack of exposure to mathematical concepts, or negative attitudes towards mathematics. These non-numerate learners often face challenges in comprehending and applying elementary mathematics principles, which can impede their overall academic progress. Mathematics literacy encompasses a broad scope of knowledge, comprehensions, and recognitions of potential applications of mathematics, rather than simply referring to familiarity with different branches of mathematics or intricate formulas, according to Layog et al. 2021. The Journal of Physics Conference of Series defines mathematics literacy as the capacity to grasp and utilize fundamental mathematical knowledge in everyday life. This implies understanding and integrating core mathematical concepts, terminologies, factors, or facts, and skills in response to a real-world situations. A distinguished country is defined by its educated populations, possessing a refined civilizations, and actively contributing to global progress. In this context, literacy extends beyond the absence of illiteracies within nations. It entails citizens' capability to effectively participate and thrive in global interactions. Put simply, a nation with a strong culture of literacy exhibits its aptitude for effective communications, creativity, critical thinking, and collaborations in order to succeed in global competitions. Kai and Greenhouse 2011. Successful math students employ various study habits to excel in the subject. They prioritize regular practice to reinforce their understanding and problem-solving skills, organizing and planning help them stay focused by keeping study materials organized. Active engagement, such as participation in the class discussion and note-taking, enhancing their comprehensions. Breaking down complex problems into manageable steps allow them to approach challenges confidently. Seeking additional resources and support, reflecting on their progress, and preparing effectively for tests are common habits. They also utilize technology to make the math more interactive and engaging. By combining these habits, the students can enhance their understanding and proficiency in mathematics. The academic performance of students in studying mathematics can vary depending on various factors. Some students excel in mathematics and consistently achieve high grades, demonstrating a deep understanding of mathematical concepts and the ability to apply them effectively. These students often display strong problem-solving skills, critical thinking abilities, and solid grasp of mathematical principles. They are able to approach complex problems with confidence and find innovative solutions. Their dedication to regular practice, effective student habits, and engagement in the classrooms contributes to their academic success in mathematics. On the other hand, some students may struggle with mathematics, experiencing challenges in grasping concepts and solving problems. They may require additional support and guidance to improve their understanding and performance. By seeking help from teachers, utilizing available resources, and adopting effective study strategies, these students can enhance their academic performance in mathematics. Overall, the academic achievements of students in mathematics is impacted by their unique abilities, study routines, support networks, and the amount of efforts they dedicated to their educations. Non-numerate learners who lack a strong foundations in mathematics typically exhibit lower numeracy levels when it comes of learning the subjects. These learners may struggle with basic numerical operations, have difficulty understanding mathematical concepts, and face challenges in applying mathematical principles to a real-world situations. They may lack confidence in their mathematical ability and feel overwhelmed by math-related tasks. However, through effective teaching strategies and tailored interventions, non-numerate learners can improve their numeracy levels and develop a strong mathematical understanding. Patience and supportive instructions that starts with a fundamental or foundational concepts and gradually builds upon them can help bridge the knowledge gap. Teachers often employ hands-on activities, manipulatives, and visual aids to make mathematical concepts more concrete and accessible. By providing real-life examples and practical applications, teachers can help non-numerate learners see the relevance and utility of mathematics in their daily lives. Differentiated instructions, allowing for individualized learning experience, can also benefit non-numerate learners. This approach considers their unique needs, availabilities, and learning styles, providing targeted support and scaffolding to help them grasp mathematical concepts. Regular formative assessments and feedback are crucial to monitor progress and identify areas that requires additional support. Teacher can use diagnostic assessment to pinpoint specific gaps in understanding and adjust instructions accordingly. Collaborative learning environments where non-numerate learners work with peers on problem-solving tasks can foster engagement and provide opportunity for discussions and clarifications. Peer support and cooperations can enhance understanding and build confidence in mathematical abilities. With consistent support, encouragement, and growth mindset approach, non-numerate learners can gradually improve their numeracy levels. As their confidence grows, they become more willing to take risks, make connections, and engage in mathematical thinking. The goal is to keep these learners with necessary skills and understanding to become numerically literate and confident apply mathematical knowledge in a various contexts. According to Adler 2015, mathematics serves as both the servants of science and the arts that convey beauty through a framework of definitions, actions, and theories. It stands as crucial instruments that humankind has developed in its pursuit to comprehend and manage the environment. As mathematics hold immense significance as essential tools in the technology area, it becomes the responsibility of mathematics education to offer students opportunity to grasp the concepts and materials that are considered novel and contemporary. Numeracy literacy is a component evaluated within minimum competence assessment, aligning with international recognized assessment practice like the Program for International Students Assessment and trends in international mathematics and science studies. The assessment of numeracy literacy in AKM encompasses three components or aspects: content, including algebra, mathematics, numbers, geometry, measurements, data, and uncertainty. Cognitive process, such as understanding, applications, and reasoning. And the last is the context, encompasses personal, sociocultural, and scientific context, according to Dibiana and Aini 2022. Teaching and learning process is a shared responsibility between the teacher and the learner. Learner must participate, involving and or engage themselves in the learning process. There are a lot of factors that cause failures of teaching and learning process, such as teacher, students, and environment factor. Teacher factor including the delivery of the lesson and the like. Learner factor is like lack of interest, readiness, and the like. The environmental factors such as socioeconomic status of the family and the like. Numeracy entails having the confidence to employ fundamental operations and problem-solving skills to comprehend intricate subjects by utilizing basic concepts. Proficiency in this area is crucial for understanding and advancing in mathematics, particularly in the complex topics like algebra. Addressing both numeracy and literacy has become a primary concern for teachers, as these are identified as emerging challenges by the Department of Education in the Philippines, according to Giganti 2020. The Department of Education aims to develop learners who are numerates and who can apply numeracy skills for various purposes. To achieve this, critical thinking and problem solving need to emphasize in the teaching of mathematics, as well as in the design of assessment tools. The Department of Education has initiated a project called Project All Numerates, with the goal of enhancing the numeracy skills of students across different grade levels. The project aims to improve learning outcomes in mathematics through the implementations of intervention program and the utilizations of best practices that promote sustainable and high-quality instructions aligned with the K-12 curriculum. This initiative takes place annually in all public schools, monitoring the acquisitions of numeracy skills by the students and developing intervention programs to enhance their numeracy levels. The project commences by administering pre-tests during last week of month following the start of classes. These assessments evaluate the numeracy level of learners within a specific time frame. A post-test is conducted after quarterly examinations. If a learner falls into a non-numerate category, they will undergo a remediations or intervention programs aimed at improving their numeracy level. Similarly, learners categorized as nearly numerates or moderately numerates will receive remediations in area where they made mistakes to further develop their numeracy skills. Teaching students advanced topics in mathematics because highly challenging with they struggle to comprehend the fundamental operations. Enhancing numeracy level of non-numerate students poses a significant challenge for teachers. Various interventions can be provided by teachers, but the choice of interventions depends on the specific characters and needs of the learners. The COVID-19 pandemic has a significant and far-reaching effect on primary education. This global health crisis has resulted in the closures of schools in 161 countries, affecting more than 1.6 billion children and youth. This accounts of approximately 80% of the world's enrolled learners, according to Saabedra 2020. Numeracy skills encompass essential mathematical abilities involving the understanding and analyzing the numerical informations, the ability to draw accurate conclusions and make informed decisions, and practical applications of mathematical concepts in everyday life. In light of COVID-19 pandemic, this study utilized one group pre-test experimental design and employed purposive sampling to investigate the effectiveness of an enhanced mathematics learning kit, coupled with parental involvement at home on the numeracy level of learners. Moreover, compounding the issue is the fact that even before the outbreak began, 53% of children whose parents come from a low and middle income countries were unable to read and comprehend by the age of 10, according to World Bank 2020 as cited in the DepEd 2020. The situation of these children will all further deteriorate unless the teachers take realistic measures to assist them, particularly those who have already been identified as non-readers and non-numerates, according to Abidra 2020. Mathematics is a practical subject that holds relevance in all stages of life, regardless of circumstances, and therefore, it should be comprehensively and deeply learned, according to the Department of Education's 2020 as mentioned. Developing skills and knowledge in mathematics involves acquiring numeracy skills, specifically in additions, subtractions, multiplications, and divisions. Numeracy encompasses the proficiency, use of the various mathematical skills, and process to confidently solve every problem, as cited by Villanueva 2015. It serves as the key for learners to access and understanding the world around them. Furthermore, according to Pangan 2016, numeracy entails a combination of mathematical knowledge, problem solving, and communication skills necessary for individuals to thrive in our technology-driven society. Additionally, being numerate means having confidence and competence to proficiency or proficiently work with numbers and measures. It contains or extends beyond mere memorizations of numbers, facts, and ability to perform the basic arithmetic operations. Villanueva 2015. Pascua and Dolos 2020 stated that the academic performance of pupils is high, probably because it is related to a frequency of collaboration of teachers and parents in terms of school-based activities and home-based activities. Parent-teachers partnerships were emphasized to be effective means of fostering students' success in well-managed classrooms or classroom environment. According to the Trends in International Mathematics and Science Survey conducted in 1999, the Philippines ranked among the 34 participating nations in assessing the mathematical performance of 8th grade boys and girls. The report indicated that the Philippines ranked third from the bottom in terms of mathematics scores. The Philippines obtained 345 points, while Singapore achieves a significantly higher scores of 604 points. The two countries with even lower scores were Morocco 337 and South Africa 275. A similar pattern emerged in the evaluation of science performance. Additionally, in the 2003 teams, which assess the average scores of 4th and 8th grade students in mathematics, the Philippines once again ranked 3rd from the bottom, obtaining 358 points. The lowest scores were reported for Morocco, 347 points, and Tunisia, 390 or 339 points among the participating countries. It is noteworthy that the Philippines did not participate in the team's assessment conducted in 1995, 2007, and 2011. The result of the performance shows a decline in the ability of the Filipino students in mathematics. Furthermore, the result of national achievement tests is also continuing to decline. The researcher observed that how these students can solve the trigonometry, geometry, statistics, algebra, or even complicated problem solvings if they do not know how to solve the 1 or 2 digits numbers using the 4 fundamental operations in mathematics. The relations between early numeracy skills and subsequent math achievements. Early numeracy encompasses various skills such as verbal counting, recognizing numbers patterns, comparing quantities, manipulating numbers, and performing basic additions and subtractions. Extensive research has extensively explored the relationship between children's early numeracy skills and their subsequent math achievements, as evidenced by the studies conducted by Clerkins and Gelligan 2018 and Duncan et al. 2007 and Ragg, Obar and Barnes 2017. While pre-literacy skills have a strong associations with word reading, sensitivity to relative quantity is more closely tied to math performance in the first grades, as found in the research by Ko et al. 2016. Basic numerical recognitions has been shown to predict the development of procedural calculation skills and a word problems ability later on, as highlighted by Patch et al. 2010, and it is a particularly relevant for the ability to solve applied math problems as indicated by Jordan et al. 2010. Early numeracy interventions has been found to enhance second grade math performance, as observed in the study by Bryant et al. 2021. Furthermore, advanced counting skills and fluency in solving addition problems have merged as strong predictions of math achievements in 5th grade. A meta-analysis of longitudinal studies has shown that the number, accuracy, and prospective predict futures math performance and is also retrospectively associated with early math performance according to Chin and Lee 2014. It is worth noting that early math and reading skills positively influence each other in a later school years, as demonstrated in the study conducted by Serino et al. 2018 and Hopper et al. 2010. However, deficiency in these skills can also co-occur and exhibit comorbidity with each other, as identified in research findings. The significance of constructivism in the field of education. When students employ their external environment to connect their existing knowledge, assimilations occur. Piaget, 1954. Piaget further asserted that in constructivist teaching and learning approaches, the students play an active role in their learning process, have a freedom to explore their learning activities. According to Piaget, this individual freedom fosters independent thinking among students. Similarly, Hopper 1996 posited that teaching is not merely a direct transfer of knowledge from enlightened to the unenlightened. In Vygotsky, somo-proximal development, learning initiates or imitates their instructors and gradually develop the ability to independently carry out their learning activities. In the essence, teachers facilitate opportunity for learners to connect their current knowledge with their previously held knowledge. Hence, teachers should recognize the learners do not all progress at the same pace and having varying levels of understanding. In constructivist classroom, group interactions are encouraged to promote collaborations among learners, allowing for the exploring of diverse perspectives and problem solving through engagement. Additionally, according to Hopper 1996, argued that learners require ample time to integrate what they have learned with their prior knowledge in order to achieve a comprehensive understanding of the math subjects. Constructivist educations. Good and Brophy, 1994, provided a definition of constructivist learning that encompasses three main aspects. Firstly, learners construct their understanding by connecting a new knowledge to their existing knowledge. They make sense of what they learn by establishing links between a new and previous informations. Secondly, social interactions play a crucial role in facilitating better learning and understanding. Collaborating with peers allows learners to compare and integrate ideas, resolve complex, and navigate different situations. Lastly, learners should involve real-life tasks that have practically applications. Teachers should design assignments that students can relate to, have encountered in their lives, or can apply in a real-world context. Vygotsky, 1978, emphasized that the social culture natures of learning, where learners use their social environment as a tool to enhance their classroom experience. Learners should be given autonomy to choose and negotiate their learning content with teachers acting as facilitators. They should also be encouraged to reflect, investigate, and analyze learners or learning materials. Providing learners with sufficient time for analysis and considering multiple perspectives is essential in any learning situations. As COBE 1990 emphasized the importance of learners discovering their knowledge and using cognitive concepts such as analyzing, predicting, and justifying in constructivist classrooms. Students have shown that constructivist learning approach promote higher thinking or higher critical thinking and others learning activities compared to traditional teaching method. Vygotsky, a socialist constructivist, explains that knowledge is constructed in two ways within a social context. Firstly, social interactions play a significant role in shaping the nature of knowledge that is constructed. The process may be which individual deconstruct and reconstruct knowledge involve observing, reflecting, thinking, performing, practicing, and creating. In this way, children actively engage in the process of acquiring knowledge. The research will be grounded in social constructivism, which is a subset of constructivism. Social constructivism asserts that individuals acquire knowledge through their interactions with the environment. In the case of students, they also acquired knowledge through social and cultural interactions within their environment. These interactions play a crucial role in fulfilling their needs and expectations. The main purpose of this study was to explore the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners. The study sought to understand the experiences and perspective of both teachers and non-numerate learners when constructivist principles are applied in the mathematics classrooms. By examining the implementations of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners, this research aims to address the following questions. Number 1. How do teachers apply constructivist principle in their constructional practices when teaching mathematics to non-numerate learners? Number 2. What are the experiences, perspectives, and challenges faced by teachers when using constructivist strategies in teaching non-numerate learners? Number 3. How do non-learners perceive and engage with constructivist approaches in their mathematics learners or learning? Number 4. What are the perceived impacts and outcomes of constructivism on numeracy levels and understanding of mathematical concepts among the non-numerate learners? The conceptual framework of the study serves as the constructor's framework that encompasses all the stages of the research, from the initial phase to the final phase. Building upon the literature review earlier, it provides a conceptual basis for the study, guiding the research process and helping to achieve the defined activities. The conceptual frameworks in the figure 1, the source for this is modified from the study of Udell 2016, wherein at the center of this conceptual framework is constructivist learning teaching approach with the responsibility and group work. After the group work and the responsibility, we should ask questions. By asking questions, we should emphasize on non-numerate learners. Then problem solving and also classroom interactions. That is our conceptual framework of this study. In a constructivist classrooms, it is important to establish an environment where students can openly exchange and discuss their ideas with their peers. Encouraging peer group interactions and fostering healthy discussions are the key elements. Various activities, including teachers' list discussions, are organized to facilitate learning. The teaching period provides opportunity for the students to think, reflect, and construct their own ideas. The classroom environment is designed to be non-threatening, allowing for the free discussions, meaningful dialogues. Students share knowledge and learn from each other as well as from more knowledgeable individuals. Practical work is approached through combinations of verbal communications, visual observations, and physical manipulations, recognizing that the learning has a social organized or social origins and it's enhanced through interactions with others. The above diagram shows that the classroom is run by interactions between the teachers and the students, with the students by making good environment, and the classroom works depends upon the student-centered activity, and problems were solved by the discussions. But first, researchers focus on or impress them to solve by themselves, and finally provide clear concepts by researchers themselves. Researchers focus to the students to do in group and say the answers with the way solving problem strategies. Researchers provide the concepts to the students by these episodes and makes them active in classrooms activity. Finally, researchers provide the different questions to the students and make them solve problems themselves. The scope of the study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching learning or teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners includes the examination of instructional practices, experiences, and outcomes in the context of a specific group of non-numerate learners within the elementary school settings. The studies focuses on the applications of constructivist principles in enhancing numeracy levels and promoting a deeper understanding of mathematical concepts among non-numerate learners. The study will explore the experiences and perspectives of both teachers and non-numerate learners who are exposed to constructivist approaches in mathematics classrooms. It will investigate the specific instructional strategies, activities, and approaches employed by teachers, as well as the engagement and perceptions of non-numerate learners. The study will examine the impact of constructivism on numeracy development and explore the perceived outcomes of using constructivist methods or for non-numerate learners in elementary mathematics educations. While exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners offer valuable insights, it is important to acknowledge the limitation of these studies. Firstly, findings have a limited generalizability due to the specific context and participants involved. The studies focuses on particular group of non-numerate learners in a specific elementary school settings, may limit the applicability of the result to other populations or educational settings. Secondly, a qualitative study. The findings are influenced by subjects or subjective interpretations and perspectives, potentially introducing research biases measures. Measures will be taken to mitigate biases, but subject remains as limitations. Additionally, time constraints by strict and deep and breadth of the data collections, potentially limiting the comprehensive coverage of all aspects of constructivist instructions and non-numerate learner experiences. Furthermore, external factors such as home environment and other concurrent interventions may influence the outcomes, making it challenging to isolate the specific effects of constructivism on numeracy development among non-numerate learners. Despite these limitations, this study strives to provide valuable insights into effective instructional practices for non-numerate learners and contribute to existing knowledge base in elementary mathematics educations. These definitions provide a framework for understanding the key terms and concepts used in the study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners. They clarify the specific focus and context of the research and help establish a common understanding of the terminology used throughout the study. Constructivism is an instructional concept that suggests learners play an active role in constructing knowledge by drawing upon their existing knowledge and experiences. It highlights the importance of learners as active participants in the learning journeys, involving them in a meaningful activities, problem solving, and reflections to build their own understanding and knowledge. Non-numerate learners are referred to students who struggle with foundational mathematics concepts and have difficult understanding and applying numerical reasoning and mathematical skills. These learners may lack basic numerical skills, struggle with number sense, and have limited mathematical fluency. Elementary mathematics refers to the foundational mathematical concepts and skills taught in the early years of primary education. It encompasses of various areas, including number sense, basic arithmetic operations, geometry, measurements, patterns, and problem solving. Numeracy development refers to the process of acquiring and developing mathematical skills, concepts, and reasoning abilities. It involves the progressions of understanding and using numbers, mathematically or mathematical operations, and mathematical reasoning in real-life contexts. Instructional practices refers to strategies, methods, and approaches used by teachers to facilitate students' learning. In the context of the studies, instructional practices encompass the specific ways in which constructivist principles are applied to teach elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners, including the use of hands-on activities, problem-solving tasks, collaborative learning, and real-world connections. Engagements refers to the level of active involvement, interests, and motivations demonstrated by learning in the learning process. In the context of the study, engagement pertains to how non-numerate learners actively participate, interact, and invest themselves in constructivist activities and tasks during mathematics instructions. Perceptions refers to individuals' subjective understandings, beliefs, attitudes, and interpretations of their experiences and the learning environment. In this study, perceptions refers to how the teachers and non-numerate learners perceive and interpret the use of constructivist approaches in teaching elementary mathematics. Numeracy levels refers to proficiency and competence of learners in mathematical concepts, skills, and reasoning. In the context of the study, numeracy levels specifically pertain to the improvement and development of mathematical understanding and skills among the non-numerate learners as the result of constructivist instructions. In the research study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners, a purposive sampling techniques was employed. Purposive sampling is non-probability sampling method in which participants are selected based on the specific characteristics or criteria that are relevant to the research objectives. In this study, the researchers would have deliberately selected participants who fit the criteria of being non-numerate learners. The selection process would have involved identifying individuals who have limited numeracy skills or struggle with mathematical concepts in the context of elementary mathematics. The participants would have been chosen purposefully to provide insights into the experiences and challenges faced by non-numerate learners in learning mathematics. This study was conducted at Esperanza District 3, Agusan del Sur, which included the following 11 public elementary schools, such as Juan Luna Elementary School, Katmunon Elementary School, Dakutan Central Elementary School, Usikalo Agudo Elementary School, Milagros Elementary School, Unagit Integrated School, Saliman IPID School, Salog Elementary School, Kalabuan Elementary School, Gibonon Elementary School, and Santa Fe Elementary School. In Figure 2, the map showing the research settings, the municipality of Esperanza, Agusan del Sur, where the Legends municipality were studied was conducted. In the research study on the exploring of the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners, a purposive sampling techniques was employed. It is said that purposive sampling is non-probability sampling method in which participants are selected based on the specific characteristics or criteria that are relevant to the research objectives. In this study, the researcher would have deliberately selected participants who fit the criteria of being non-numerate learners. The selection process would have involved identifying individuals who have limited numeracy skills or struggles with mathematical concepts in the context of elementary mathematics. The participants would have been chosen purposely or purposefully to provide insights into experience and challenges faced by non-numerate learning in learning mathematics. The participants in the study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners will include non-numerate learners in elementary school settings as well as their teachers. The study involves 65 elementary mathematics teachers and 105 identified non-numerate learners in the school year of 2022 to 2023. This study used a universal purposive sampling in which all elementary mathematics teachers and identified non-numerate learners were taken as respondents. In Table 1, the distributions of the respondents and sample respondents of the study. Name of schools. Unagit Integrated Schools, it has 6 elementary mathematics teachers, and the participants of this study is 10 identified non-numerate learners. For Kalapuan Elementary Schools, there are 6 teachers or 6 elementary mathematics teachers and 6 participants of the studies. Katmonon Elementary Schools, 6 elementary teachers and 11 participants. Dakutan Central Elementary Schools, 8 elementary mathematics teachers and 16 of non-numerate learners as participants. Gibonon Elementary Schools, 6 mathematics teachers and 7 of the participants. For Usikalo Agudo Elementary Schools, 6 elementary teachers and 12 participants. For Juan Luna Elementary Schools, it has also 6 teachers or 6 elementary mathematics teachers and 11 participants of this study. Milagros Elementary Schools, 6 elementary mathematics teachers and 8 numbers of participants. Salimahan IPID Schools, 3 elementary teachers and 5 participants of this study. Salog Elementary Schools, 6 elementary teachers and participants of the study. Santa Fe Elementary Schools, it has 6 elementary mathematics teachers and 13 participants of this study. Total of the number of elementary mathematics teachers, there are 65 mathematics teachers and 105 number of participants, or 105 of participants. This table is the distributions of the respondents and sample or respondents of the study. The data collection procedures for the study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners includes the following method. Semi-constructor interviews. Researchers conduct semi-constructor interviews with non-numerate learners, teachers, to gather in deep insights into their perspective, experiences, and challenges related to mathematics learning. The interview follow a flexible and open-ended format, allowing participants to share their thoughts and experiences. The interview questions are prepared in advance, covering the relevant topics related to numeracy, teaching strategies, students' engagement, and parental involvement. The interview are recorded either through audio or video recorded to ensure the accurate data captures and facilitates later analysis. Observations. Researchers conduct classroom observations to observe and document the teaching and learning process in the real-life time. The observation focus on this instructional practices, students' engagement, problem-solving strategies, and interaction patterns between teachers and students. Researchers use observation protocols or checklists to guide the data collection process, ensuring that the key aspects of teaching and learning mathematics are systematically observed and recorded. Detailed notes are taken during the observations to capture the important observations, interactions, and contextual informations. Another data collection is document analysis. Researchers analyze relevant documents such as textbooks, worksheets, instructional materials, and the student work samples to gain additional insights into teaching and learning of elementary mathematics. The documents are examined for their content, alignment with the curriculum standards, instructional strategies employed, and the level of complexity. The researcher may also analyze students' assessment and progress reports to understand the numeracy level of non-numerate learners and track their progress over time. Another data collection is the audio or video recordings. In addition to recording interviews, researchers may use audio or video recordings to capture the classroom interactions, students' discussions, and instructional activities. These recordings provide rich and detailed data that can be reviewed and analyzed to gain a deeper understanding of teaching and learning dynamics in the classrooms. They also serve as references for accuracy during the data analysis and the interpretations. Throughout the data collection process, researchers maintain confidentiality and anonymity for the participants. Informed consent is obtained from all participants, clearly explaining the purpose of the studies, their rights, and how their data will be used. Proper storage and secured handling of audio or video recordings, observation notes, and documents analysis ensures the privacy and confidentiality of the data or collected data. The study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners involved thematic analysis. Thematic analysis is a qualitative research method that focusing on identifying, analyzing, and interpreting patterns or themes within the collected data. Researchers immerse themselves in the collected data, including interview transcripts, observation notes, documents analysis, and audio or video recordings. They read and reread the data to gain a comprehensive understanding of the context and the content. Researchers starts the analysis by coding the data, identify meaningful units of information such as sentences, paragraphs, or entire interview responses, and assign descriptive codes to each unit. This process involves systematically labeling and categorizing the data to capture importance or the important concepts, ideas, or themes. Based on the data or based on generated codes, researchers begin to identify initial themes that emerge from the data. They look for patterns, recurring ideas, or connection across data sources. These initial themes captures the essence of the data and serve as foundations for further analysis. Researchers review the identified initial themes, examine their coherence and relevance to the research objectives, and refine or revise them as necessary. They compare and contrast different data sources, seeking commonalities or variations in the themes across participants or contexts. Researchers further develop the refined themes by organizing and grouping related codes under each theme. They create a thematic frameworks that represent the major findings and capture the diversity and complexity of the data. The themes are described in details, supported by selected quotes of or examples from the data. Researchers may engage in the data validation techniques such as member checking or peer debriefing to ensure accuracy and validity of the identified themes. They may share the findings with participants or consult with colleagues to obtain feedback and confirm the interpretations of the data. The final steps involve reporting the thematic analysis findings in a clear and coherent manner. Researchers document the identified themes, provide supporting evidence from the data, and present a comprehensive analysis that address the research questions or objectives. The role of the researchers in the study of the numeracy level of non-numerate learners in teaching elementary mathematics is the vital and multifaceted. The researchers play several key roles throughout the research process, including the researcher is responsible for designing and planning the study. This involves formulating research questions, defining objectives, and determine the appropriate methodology to address the research aims. The researchers consider ethical considerations, selects appropriate data collection methods, and establish a research plan to guide the study. The researcher is involved in recruitment and selections of participants for the study. In the case of purposive sampling, the researcher identifies and selects individuals who meet the specific criteria of being non-numerate learners. The researchers ensures informed consents and maintain participants confidentially and privacy throughout the study. The researchers collect data using various qualitative research methods such as interviews, observations, or document analysis. They engage with participants, ask probing questions, conduct observations, and gather relevant information related to the research objectives. The researcher ensures that the data collection procedures are conducted rigorously, ethically, and in alignment with the study design. The researchers analyze the collected data to identify themes, patterns, and insight related to numeracy level of non-numerate learners. This involves organizing and decoding the data, identifying commonalities or differences, and interpreting the findings. The researchers employed qualitative analysis techniques to derive the meaning from the data and generate meaningful conclusions. The researchers reflect on their own biases, assumptions, and experiences that may influence the research process and findings. They acknowledge and address their role in shaping the research outcomes and strive for objectivity and impartiality. Reflexivity allows the researchers to critically evaluate their own perspective and biases or potential biases, enhancing the validity and credibility of the study. The researcher is responsible for reporting the study's findings in a clear, coherent, and transparent manners. They present the results, interpretations, and conclusions, ensuring that they are supported by the collected data. The researchers may publish the findings in academic journals, present them at the conferences, or share them with relevant stakeholders to contribute to the existing knowledge base and inform future research and practice. Throughout the research process, the researchers adheres to ethical guidelines and maintains the integrity of the study and ensures that or that participants' rights and welfare are protected. The researcher expertise, skills, and commitment to rigorous research contribute to validity, reliability, and overall quality of the study's outcomes. In a study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners is essential to ensure the credibility and trustworthiness of the research. Member checking involves sharing the findings with the data or with the participants to verify the accurate and authenticity of the data. Researchers can present the identified themes, interpretations, and conclusions to the participants and ask for their feedback and validations. This process allows participants to confirm whether the findings align with their experiences and perspectives, enhancing the credibility of the study. Seeking peer reviews or peer review involves sharing the research findings with other experts in the field of evaluations and feedback. Peers with expertise in a qualitative research, mathematics education, or relevant disciplines can critically assess the research methodology, data analysis, and interpretations of the findings. Their inputs helps ensure the rigor and validity of the research. Engaging an external auditor or independent reviewer can provide an objective evaluation of the research process and findings. An external auditor examines the research design, collected or data collection methods, analysis procedures, and examines the research on conclusions to ensure that the study adheres to establish the standards and best practices. Their assessment contributes to the overall validity and reliability of the findings. Triangulations involves using multiple sources of data or methods to corroborate the findings. The researchers can collect data from various sources such as interviews, observations, and document analysis to cross-validate the emerging themes and patterns. By comparing and constructing data from different perspectives, researchers can strengthen the validity of the findings. Researchers should engage in ongoing self-reflection and flexibility throughout the research process. By critically examine their biases, assumptions, and preconceptions, researchers can ensure that their personal perspective do not unduly influence the findings. Reflexivity enhances the transparency and trustworthiness of the research. Their debriefing involves seeking input and feedback from the colleagues or research peers who are knowledgeable in the research area. Researchers can share their findings, interpretations, and analyses with peers to obtain critical insights, alternative viewpoints, and suggestions for improvement. Peer debriefing helps identify potential biases, validate information, and strengthen the overall credibility of the findings. Providing a rich and detailed descriptions of the research process, context, and findings is crucial for validations. Research should include comprehensive documents such as detailed field notes, interview transcripts, and coding schemes to enable readers to assess the trustworthiness and transferability of the findings. Thick descriptions enhance transparency and allow for a true examinations of the research process or thorough examinations of the research process. By implementing these strategies, researchers can strengthen the validity and reliability of the findings in the study of numeracy level of non-numerate learning in teaching elementary mathematics. The combinations of multiple validations or validation techniques help ensure the robustness and credibility of the research outcomes. Ethical considerations are of the utmost importance with conducting research involving participants. In the study on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-Numerate learners, all participants, including non-Numerate learners and teachers, should provide informed consent before participating in the study. They should be fully informed about the purpose of the research, the procedures involved, potential risks or benefits, and their rights as participants. Researchers should ensure that participants understanding the study objectives, how their data will collected and used, and any potential consequences of their participations. Informed consents should be used in written or writing, and participants should have the opportunity to ask questions and clarify any concerns before they're given their consents. Maintaining the confidentiality of participants' personal information and ensuring anonymity is crucial to protect their privacy. Researchers should ensure that any data collected, such as interviews, observations, or surveys, are treated with strict confidentiality. Identifiable information should remove or anonymize to prevent participants from being identified. Only authorized researchers should have the access to the data, and any published findings should not reveal individual participants' identities. Participation in the study should be voluntary, and participants should have the freedom to decide whether to take part or withdraw at any time without facing negative consequences. Researchers should avoid any form of coercions or pressures that may influence participants' decisions. Clear information about the study purpose, durations, and requirements should be provided the potential participants, allowing them to make an informed choice about their involvement. Ongoing consent should be sought throughout the research process to ensure participants continue willingness to participate. These are the references of the study. Another references: study, student in error analysis in learning algebraic expressions, a study in secondary schools, creative educations. Department of Education 2016 K-12 Mathematics Curriculum. Improving the performance of basic school pupils in addition and subtractions of integers using rectangular cut or number line. Another study is the socio-demographic characteristics and learning styles on academic performance in science. Internationally, Journal of Science, Basic and Applied Research. Another one is the parents and teachers collaborations on the performance of elementary pupils in the schools division of Tarlac Province. Another is the educational challenges and opportunities of coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic. Another one is the relationship between the self-efficiency and academic performance in the context of gender among the Albanian students. And also getting socials, the impact of social networking, usage on the grades among college students in proceeding from ESBS annual conference. And also knowledge of fractions of learners in Slovakia mathematics. Another one is the United Nations Relief and Work Agencies for Palestinian refugees in the Near East Department of Education, School-Based Teachers Development Program. And another one is the numeracy level test results as predictor of students' performance in mathematics in Lucena City National High School. And another one study is the mind in society, the development of higher psychology procedures. These are the appendices of the study of this research. Appendix 1, Teacher's Profile, Questionnaire 1. Appendix 2, Student's Profile, Questionnaire 2. Appendix 1, Teacher's Profile, Questionnaires 1. Dear teachers, please complete these questionnaires as accurate and honesty as possible by filling the blanks and or by checking the box corresponding to your response. Your answers will be used for research purpose or exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics or to non-numerate learners. We answer these survey questionnaires will be treated with strict confidentiality. Demographic informations, name, schools, grade levels or grade level you teach, gender, teaching experience in elementary mathematics, and familiar with constructivist answers. So how familiar are you with the concept of constructivism in education? Very familiar, somewhat familiar, not familiar. For number 3 questions, to what extent do you incorporate constructivist principles in your teaching of elementary mathematics? To a great extent, to some extent, to a limited extent, not at all. Number 4, which constructivist strategies do you use in your mathematics lessons? Check all that apply. Problem solving or problem solving tasks, manipulative-based activities, group discussions and collaborations, real-life applications or the context, multiple intelligence or multiple representations such as visual aids, diagrams or visual models, diagrams. Others, please specify. Number 5 questions. Perceptions of non-numerate learners. How would you describe the mathematical readiness and ability of non-numerates? Or how would you describe the mathematical readiness and ability of non-numerate learners? Very low, low, average, high, very high. Number 6, how would you or how engaged an activity or actively involves our non-numerate learners during constructivist activities? Again, how engaged an activity actively involve our non-numerate learners during constructivist activities? Very engaged, somewhat engaged, not very engaged, not engaged at all. For number 7, in your own opinion or in your opinions, how does the use of constructivism impact on mathematical learning outcomes on non-numerate learners? Again, in your own opinion or in your opinion, how does the use of constructivism impact the mathematical learning outcomes on non-numerate learners? Significantly improves learning outcomes, has neutral effect of learning outcomes, does not improve learning outcomes, or unsure. For number 8, what are some of challenges you face when using constructivist approach in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners? Again, what are some challenges you face when using constructivist approach in teaching elementary mathematics to non-learners? What are the benefits or positive outcomes you have observed when using constructivist strategies? What are the benefits or positive outcomes you have observed when using constructivist strategies? Number 9, have you received any trainings or professional development related to using constructivism in teaching mathematics to non-numerate learners? Have you received any trainings or professional development related to using constructivism in teaching mathematics to non-numerate learners? Yes or no? What additional support or resources would be helpful for implementing constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners? Again, what additional supports or resources would be helpful for implementing constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners? Letter B, any other suggestions, feedbacks, or comments related to the use of constructivism in this context? Again, any other suggestions, feedbacks, or comments related to use of constructivism in this context? Okay, for the student's profile, questionnaire number 2, there is students' respondents. Please complete these questionnaires as accurate and honest as possible by filling the blanks and or by checking the box corresponding to your response. Your answers will be used for research purpose on exploring the use of constructivism in teaching elementary mathematics to non-numerate learners. Your answers to this survey will be treated with strictest confidentiality. For your demographic informations, all you have to do is just to write your name or optional lang po ito. Your age, schools, grade level, gender, male or female. For number 2, how would you rate your overall comfort level in mathematics? Again, how would you rate your overall comfort level with mathematics? Very comfortable, somewhat comfortable, neutral, or somewhat uncomfortable, or very uncomfortable. For number 3 questions, how do you feel when you encountered mathematical problems or tasks? For number 3 questions, how would you feel when you encountered mathematical problems or tasks? Excited and motivated to solve them? Interested but unsure on how to approach them? Neutral, neither excited nor anxious. Anxious or overwhelmed. Complete and interested. For number 4 questions, which of the following strategies do you find helpful for understanding mathematics concepts? Select all that apply. Again, which of the following strategies do you find helpful for understanding mathematics concept? Real-life example or applications? Visual representations like diagrams, graphs, visual aids, models, or hands-on activities or manipulatives? Verbal explanations or discussions? Others? Please specify. For number 7 questions, do you prefer learning mathematics individually or in a group settings? Do you prefer learning mathematics individually or in a group settings? Individual learning, group learning, or no preference? Number 8 questions. How often do you have opportunities to ask questions or seek help when you don't understand a mathematical concept? Always, often, sometimes, rarely, never. Again, how often do you have opportunity to ask questions or seek help when you don't understand a mathematical concept? Always, often, sometimes, rarely, never. For question number 9, how would you describe your level of engagement during math class. Very engagement or very engaged. I actively participated and enjoy learning math. Moderately engaged. I try to pay attention, but not always easy. Somewhat disengaged or somewhat disengagement. I find math boring or difficult. Complete disengaged. I'm not interested in math at all. For number 10 questions, what kind of supports would you like to receive to improve your math skills? What kind of support would you like to receive to improve your math skills? More hands-on activity and real-life examples. Personalized instructions and additional practice. Opportunities for collaborative learning and group work. Others, please specify. Again, what kind of support would you like to receive to improve your math skills? More hands-on activities and real-life examples. Personalized instructions and additional practice. Opportunities for collaborative learning and more work. Others, please specify. For this study, the curriculum vitae of the researchers named Dimitelo II M. Villepani, birth date August 22, 1981, single, home address Porocres, Nato, Esperanza, Agusan del Sur. Educational background, graduate studies, Master of Arts in Educational Management in Northern Eastern Mindanao State Universities, 2020. Then also, Philippine Normal University, Master of Arts in Mathematics Education with specializations in elementary school teaching. For tertiary, Bachelor of Elementary Education, St. Vincent de Paul College or St. Vincent de Paul Diocesan College, 1998 to 2014. Secondary, Tabon and Estrella National High School, Tabon District City, Surigao del Sur, 1994 to 1998. For elementary, Regina Elementary School, Regina, Tabon, District City, Surigao del Sur, 1998 to 1994. That is 1988 to 1984. For the online courses, or Data Science Math Skills at Duke University, DOST Coursera. Another one is the Introductions to Philosophy, the University of Edinburgh, DOST Coursera. Another is the Introductions to Mathematical Thinking, studied at Stanford University, DOST Coursera. And also the Mathematics for Machine Learning linear algebra, Imperial College of London, or Imperial College London, DOST, Coursera. And also the professional experiences of the researchers. Skyline Elementary School, Esperanza 1, 2013 to 2021. Teacher 1. Nato Central Elementary School, Esperanza 4, 2021 to 2023. Teacher 3. And also, Punaget Integrated School, 2023 present. Esperanza 3, Master Teacher 1. Thank you and more power. And God bless. I'm Dimitelo II M. Villafanye, the proponent of this research entitled Exploring the Use of Constructivism in Teaching Elementary Mathematics to Non-Numerate Learners. This is a research proposal of these subjects. Thank you and mabuhay po kayo.